this offense gets better with Heineke as quarterback over there. Mm-hmm. But the Colts, they're looking good. And this Falcons team, they're a pretty good defense. But flip side, they don't really defend the run that well. And I think that's something that the Colts do especially well. I really like them here on the spread at +2.5. Riggs, how are you looking at this one?
Look, man, I agree with you that this is a better football team with Desmond Ridder out, Taylor Heineke in. I will give you that. What's weird about this game is it was a pick'em, damn near a pick'em. It was +100 earlier in the week for the Colts. They were 1 point underdog, 1.5 point underdog. Now they're a 2.5 point underdog, +120 on the money line. I'll be the first one to admit it. I fucked up. Okay. I took the Colts earlier in the week on the money line, and here they are. I lost. I got +100. Now they're +120. So I missed the line. With that said, I might be doubling down, folks. Here's why. I like the Colts in this game either way. It doesn't matter. You want to know why? Minshew is a better quarterback than both options on the other end. The defense for the Colts is a better defense than the Falcons defense. The coaching in Shane Steichen is a better coach than Arthur Smith. What is it here outside of they're playing at home that's making people jump all over the Falcons here? I get it. It feels like a trap game. I can't even lie. Something feels fishy to me here being on the Colts. I don't love that reason. But when I really look at the game, I've tried to play it out 20 different times in my head of how this game can go. I don't think that Atlanta can keep up on the scoreboard unless Taylor Heineke has a vintage Taylor Heineke game, which he could, where he just runs 2 touchdowns, plays like a bad mofo, takes hits, doesn't slide, takes care of the football. But he has to play a literal perfect football game to just give his team a chance to win this game. It's not enough for me. I'm going to leave the 2.5 points on the board. If it goes to 3 by game time, I will take the 3 points. But as of right now, at the +120, I'm happy with that number. Give me the Colts to pull the upset.
See, I might be crazy here. I'm jumping on the Falcons in this game. I think this is a really good spot. You mentioned it, Riggs. I think it could be a trap game for the Colts going into this one. I think part of it, Michael Pittman Jr. didn't practice all week. He did clear concussion protocol, so he should be good to go. Didn't practice all week, though. The starting running back, Zach Moss, he didn't practice all week. He's going to be iffy to play this week. Those are 2 big losses for that, or 2 big injuries going into this game for that Colts offense. And the one thing that Taylor Heineke has that Desmond Ridder just naturally doesn't is the gunslinger mentality that I think this offense needs. Desmond Ridder is so afraid to push the ball downfield, so afraid to give Drake London and Kyle Pitts and these playmakers one-on-one chances to get the ball, where Taylor Heineke doesn't give a rip where his guys are. If he sees Drake London one-on-one outside, he's giving his star big body receiver a chance. And you mentioned it earlier, Anthony, this Falcons defense, it's actually really solid in a lot of areas. They are number 8 in the NFL in passing defense. They're number 8 in the NFL in scoring defense. They're number 9 in the NFL in total yards allowed per game. They do struggle a little bit against the run, but with Zach Moss injured and Jonathan Taylor injured, who knows what the Colts run game is going to look like in this game. On the flip side, you can score on this Colts team. Don't forget the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. We just talked about them. Who's going to score? Jumped off to a 13-0 start against this Colts defense. The week before that, Jake Browning put up 34 on these guys. Like, you can score on this Colts defense. They're 26th in the NFL against the run. If Arthur Smith has any kind of brain cells in there still, he is riding Bijan Robinson all game in this one, getting Taylor Heineke on play action fakes, getting Kyle Pitts and Drake London one-on-ones against these iffy corners for the Indianapolis Colts, and he's giving his team the best chance to stay in this as much as you can. I don't love betting on the Falcons because it's really risky betting on this team, but they're fighting for their division hopes right now. They saw the Saints lose, so they are fighting to get ahead of them in the division right now. And I think this is a really good spot for a maybe not as talented Falcons team to come out and show that they can still make a run at the playoffs with a win against this Colts team.
Look, Anthony, I'm going to let you go. Anthony, hang on 1 second. Hang on. I got to fire back here based on what you said. I understand what you're saying, Bryson, but first of all, I get that you threw a few numbers out there, okay? Do you think that this defense is a good defense? In the bottom of your heart, are they a good defense?
Which defense? The Falcons or the Colts?
The Falcons.
I think it's better than the Colts defense. I think it's somewhere around the 12-ish range in the terms of NFL defenses. where the Colts
Which
are probably
offense is
somewhere in the
scarier?
20s. What's up?
Which offense is scarier?
The Colts have a better offense for sure. But with
I don't see
Pittman,
what the Falcons are going to do here. Who's going to score? You mentioned it.
Bijan.
Bijan Robinson. Guess what? Bro touches the ball twice a game. He doesn't do anything. I agree with you.
Yeah.
If they give him the ball, if they hand him the ball 22 times, they win the football game. Done. I will give you that. The problem is they don't. They don't do that. I don't know what the hell they got to do. Arthur Smith, dude, if I'm on the hot seat, which, by the way, he is on the hot seat. If I'm on the hot seat and I have to say, who might help me keep my job? There's one guy on that team that might help you keep your job. Everybody else ain't worth nothing. If you think Taylor Heineke's your guy, you're wrong. It's not Ritter. It's not the receiving core. It's not Tyler Algier. It's not. It's Bijan Robinson. The problem is, Bryson, I don't see them giving him more than 8 carries in this game. And I just don't. They better, but they won't here. I think that the Colts, the offense is too good. Gardner Minshew, I don't care if their running back room's kind of beat up right now. I don't care if Gardner got to run the damn ball. He can run the ball on this defense. I don't think that they're as good as the credit you're giving them. I'm not going to discredit stats. I will give you that. They rank where they rank. But there's other defenses in the league that have good numbers that I don't think are good. And on the flip side, there's defenses that are ranked pretty bad that I wouldn't want to go up against if I was a quarterback. So I'm just saying I'm not convinced here. I get what you're doing. You feel like you're walking into a trap. I feel like I'm walking into a trap. Anthony Hirsch, please be the decider here.
Riggs, Bryson's making some great points out there. Like, we forget, this team is still in the midst of a freaking playoff contention here. Like, they've had to win games somehow to get to the point where they're at, and it's because of their defense. Like, some of those games early on in the season where it felt like these games that no one wanted to watch, they're not entertaining games, but they're holding teams to 17, 18 points and at least giving their guys a chance to win. If they hold Indianapolis to that same, between, I want to say, 16 to 20 points, they have a chance to win this game. And it's evident with where the over-under is sitting, because you're going to give the advantage to Atlanta there on the spread. Then you're also saying that you believe in their formula of winning games, which has been their defense, yet you have a total set at 45.5. It's really trapping to me, and it makes me think that they don't really see the Falcons winning this game. It's going to be a closer game than you're giving this credit for. And it's also a division game. Like, it's a tough sledding. It's tough sledding in Atlanta. It's a good fan base there, and they're fighting for their lives. I am still going to be taking the Colts here on the spread, but I think it's going to be a much closer game than you're giving this one credit for.
Whoa. I think it's going to be terrifyingly close. I think the game's going to be – it's going to be a game-winning field goal on either side. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to not say that. I'm just saying I see plus 120, and I see minus 142. And I can't get myself to lay money in this game. If the Falcons were 2.5-point dogs, plus 120 on the money line, I would glance that way. But I would still take the Colts minus 2.5, because anything less than a field goal, it's a field goal either way, 24-21. Bryson, if you want to be our guy here for our over-under, 45.5, Anthony mentioned, seems like a trap. I just said 24-21. I have the under in this game. Where are you going?
I have the under too, and I have it lower than what you have it. I have it somewhere around the range of like 21-17, 21-18, something in that range. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game. I think, like Anthony said, that's how the Falcons want to win games. They know they can't beat you 34-30. They know they can't get in a shootout with you. They know that if they're going to win the game, they're going to run the ball, kill clock. They're not going to give the other team a lot of possessions. And when the other team gets possessions, they're not going to give up very many points. So that's how the Falcons, if they want to win this game at home, that's how they're going to have to get it done. They can't afford to get in a shootout with the Indianapolis Colts. It's not going to go their way. So I have the under in this game as well.
My last point of emphasis on this one that I'll say is, Anthony, you did say one thing that I didn't get to touch on. You said you kind of mentioned that there's a lot to play for here for the Falcons, but I think there's more to play for the Colts. I think that the coach is trying to be coach of the year. They're trying to win their division. They're trying to punch their ticket to the playoffs. They can't lose this football game. And I get it. Neither can Atlanta. Neither team can afford to lose. But I just think when all my chips are in the middle, give me the better coach with, in my opinion, the better defense, but I'll give you guys defense and the better offense.